Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Federal Church Presents Better Than Bloomberg. Continuing our coverage of the global financial system collapse 2023. The worst ever. Continuing with our last video, U.S. deposit outflows accelerated last week, led by small banks. Says the H8 report that broke today. After yesterday's continuing surge on flows into money market funds, because they still haven't figured out how those work, an increase in the use of the Fed's bank bailout facilities, as those banks are insolvent. Expectations were for more deposit outflows from U.S. commercial banks, and that's despite Western Alliance's comments, which sparked a melt-up in regional bank shares this week. However, Treasury Secretary Yellen spoiled the party somewhat by warning reportedly that the market should expect more bank mergers, i.e. failures, because they're all insolvent. And so, according to the latest H8 report from the Fed, on a seasonally adjusted basis, total U.S. commercial bank deposits fell by $26.4 billion during the week, ended 5/10, the third straight week. On a seasonally adjusted basis, U.S. commercial bank deposits, ex-large time deposit, decreased $20.8 billion last week. During the week ending 5/10 for the fifth straight weekly outflow. That is the lowest since March 2021. It'll definitely get lower because they're insolvent. On a non-seasonally adjusted basis, U.S. commercial bank deposits, ex-large time deposits, dropped $50.26 billion. After jumping $63.8 billion the prior week. Yeah, just the bullshit. And judging by yesterday's money market inflows, the deposit outflows continue this week. Remember, deposit data is lagged a week to the money market and Fed balance sheet data, despite reassurances from Anyway, on a seasonally adjusted basis, ex-large time deposits, large, small, and foreign banks saw outflows last week. Small bank deposits are at their lowest since May 2021. This is the fifth straight week of small bank outflows, and small banks saw the largest outflows. Large banks minus $7.49 billion, NSA minus $36.5 billion NSA. That's seasonally adjusted and not seasonally adjusted. Shenanigans. Look at the fucking difference. Pretty sure it's not seasonality. Small banks, minus $8.742 billion, seasonally adjusted. Negative $12.5 billion, non-seasonally adjusted. Foreign banks, minus $4.627 billion, seasonally adjusted. Minus $1.2 billion, non-seasonally adjusted. Including large time deposits, the breakdown is as follows. Large banks, minus $21.6 billion. Small banks, minus $2.7 billion. Foreign banks, minus $2.1 billion. Jim Bianco points out an interesting fact in today's data. Large time deposits saw their first outflow since last October. Not a good sign, as Jim points out. And the twist this week is large time deposits, aka jumbo CDs, also saw an outflow this week. They figured out how that shit works too. First such outflow since last October. This is how banks competed with money market accounts, and even this reverse. Okay, it was only 1 week, but it is surprising nevertheless. And again, the hilarity of the money market stuff is, especially in the dollar collapse, that should be entertaining. Finally, after adjusting for all the revisions, which are now an every week occurrence, what sticks out to us is that the last 5 weeks have seen $379 billion in NSA bank outflows, while SA the number is an outflow of only $171 billion. So the Fed is claiming there are still over $200 billion in tax payment-related deposits expected to return to banks. Seasonal adjustment of deposit runs. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. The brokest country in the history of the fucking world. I doubt those tax payment-related deposits will be of any significance. According to the Fed, since the tax date, there have been about $45.4 billion in outflows the last 4 weeks, while non-seasonally adjusted deposit outflows are $268.5 billion. the 220 billion delta not explained by normal seasonality. Yeah, that's a crock of shit. That's what that is. The Fed's report showed residential real estate loans declined as seasonally adjusted 2.6 billion, while lending for commercial properties rose slightly. Again, I would be careful with that because their interest rates rose. So that's what rose slightly. Consumer loans also ticked up from the prior week, while commercial and industrial loans fell 3.5 billion. Again, credit will be contracting because the banks are insolvent. They don't have anything to lend. On the other side of the ledger, commercial bank lending was little changed in the week ending May 10th, according to seasonally adjusted data. Large bank loans dropped 6.159 billion, while small bank loans actually rose by 6.85 billion, despite significant deposit outflows. And all of this happened a week before Wall claimed its deposits are in. Oh, Western Alliance, that shit bank. Yeah, pretty sure it'll be gone by next week. So again, don't forget to pay your tithe. Right there, Bitcoin wallet below. Cashapp's good too. 10% for the big guy. Don't forget to make your donations. That's why you ended up in this situation to begin with.